So this story is when I was around. It was in the early '90s, um, and it took place at night. Um, Me and a bunch of neighborhood kids would play this like hide and seek style game at night called Gremlins, where you take a flat, where the person who's it takes a flashlight. They count to, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute, or whatever, and then they come and try to find everybody that's hiding in the dark at night. So that's that's how the story begins. And um, so okay, so I went to hide in this. There's this field, a small little field between two houses, and then there's this with the farthest house. The house here is where everybody tries to get back to. It's called the base. If you get there, you're safe. Um, Before the person who's it can tag you with the flashlight or whatever. I believe that's how our game went. Anyway, so I went to across this little field into another person's yard, and one of the kids that was playing, and that was their yard, and it wasn't that far away from the base house, but far enough. And there was this big pine tree, big set of pine trees in a row, and I climbed up one of them, and that's where my hiding spot was basically. So I was waiting for a little while, and nobody knew I was up there. I was just all alone, um, and all the other kids were back at the base. So I was thinking of coming down of the tree and trying to get to the base myself. Um, so as I was sitting there on one of the lower branches, happened to look up into the into the top of the tree. Um, and okay, so this disturbs. This is very disturbing. Uh, I wanted to try to forget about this, honestly. Um, I want to tell the story, of course, but it's so it's scary. It's still really scary to me to this day. Um, so I looked up there, and it looked like, okay, basically it looked like this like outline of a figure was sitting on one of the higher branches of the pine tree and staring right down at me. Um, all I could see was a black outline of a figure. It was definitely like a human looking figure, but a person couldn't possibly have been way up there on the top of the tree, on the near top branches of the tree, because they would bend the branches down. Like there's just no way, and none of the kids were up there. All the other kids were like, they wouldn't have been able to climb up there anyway. I climbed those trees all the time during the daytime. Nobody can climb up there on those smaller branches near the top of the tree. But this figure was an adult sized figure, and it was looked like he was just sitting there. It was just sitting there. I saw legs. I saw like arms. I saw a head, and it looked like it was looking down at me, and I'm like, oh crap, what do I do now? And so I sat there for a few moments, and then I decided that I was just going to jump down and run for it. Um, as I jumped down, I heard a whole bunch of branches above me breaking. So I knew that it was like coming down towards me fast, like super fast. Like it was probably just like um I don't know, just like leaping down and breaking the branches, and it was really wanting. Seemed like maybe it was really wanting to get to me pretty bad, whatever it was. Um, this is northern Ohio. There's no like crazy animals or anything up there, by the way. It wasn't anything like that. Um, so what I did was once I reached the ground, I tried to make a run for it, but I like panicked and went the opposite direction instead of towards the house because okay, I think I thought that if I was running through the open field that it would get me because there's like no place to hide. And so I tried to cuz the opposite way had big giant like these giant bushes that I thought maybe I could just like kind of dive roll and dive into to hide and maybe it wouldn't find me and see me. I guess that's what I was thinking. I probably shouldn't have done the opposite way at all because there's nobody there, and it's even darker. It's even darker back there. Like there's no light there, and so that's what I did though. And um, like I said, I heard the branches that were being broken like were like the big branches, some of the big branches of the pine tree. This is a huge pine tree, by the way. Like one of the, like, you can't just easily break these branches. Um, but I never looked like back up when I was falling down and running. I never looked back at all. So what ended up happening was I stayed in the bushes for a while. I didn't see anything go past me. I didn't hear anything. No footsteps, no figures walking past me or anything. I consider myself really really lucky that night. Um, I stayed there for a good bit because I was really scared. So I probably stayed there for about an hour. Honestly, I was really afraid to come out of those bushes, but I eventually did. I didn't see anything, and so I made my way. I didn't go back like past the tree to all the my friends the house that they were all in. I actually backtracked, took a long route, and went back to my parents' house instead. And then once I told them everything, I went back to the friend's house um, a different way and told them everything. And I guess they were worried sick about me and this and that, and glad that I was okay. Um, so that morning, like the next day, we went over to look at the tree, and sure enough, there were a bunch of branches all over the ground, like big ones, small ones, and so they definitely believed me. Um, they definitely believed me then if they didn't believe me the night before. So that's the story of that. I don't know what I saw, but I do know that I saw something, and I do know that something was up in the tree because I heard it. I heard it. I heard it like leaping down towards me. So I wasn't just seeing things. Um, I don't know if I actually saw it move while I was looking at it. I don't remember that, but I do. I do. I remember that it looked like it was looking down at me. Basically, I saw legs. I saw arms. It looked like a very dark. It was a very dark black looking figure. That's all I could see, and the outline of whatever it was. It did look human, but I couldn't see any features. It was just all black. It was too dark to see, you know. Um, but like I said, I do know that something was up there because it was jumping down the tree towards me as I was making my way down real quick. And I like I said, I didn't dare look back up. I just, tried to hightail it out of there as fast as I could, so that I could. My first thought was try and hide in the bushes in the dark real quick. Like that was just my first um, thought to do in a panic. My adrenaline was rushing so bad. But like I'm just glad that I made it out there safely. I have no idea. I have no idea what this was. Um, I still can't believe that it would be a person. I just can't. I can't fathom that. It was too. Well, it's just too high up there, and it just didn't make any sense that there would be a person way up there at night in a pine tree. Um, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Like, I always thought it was some kind of. I mean, since I was young, I was like, I want to say maybe 12 years old. So this would have been like 1992 ish, something like that. Um, Maybe younger. Maybe I was 11. I don't know, but somewhere around in there. Um, but in my mind, there's no way that it could have been like a normal person up there. It was too high up, and it was so weird. It was so strange. Um, I was trying to think of some more details. It's just like this black silhouette figure, almost like a dark shadowy figure. Like that's all I saw. I knew something was there. It was really scary. I mean, it was one of the scariest things. Like, but yeah, in my mind, there's just no logical possibility that it could have been like a normal person up there. It had to have been something else. I don't know what it could have been, but there's no way. Um, anyway, and I just want to mention this was a huge tree, like, um, and they were way up there near the very top, like near the top of the tree, like not at the very tippy top, but like where the branches would start to like, if you were like even just a kid sitting on like those branches would be bending them for sure. Like they wouldn't have been stable enough for like a full size adult, I wouldn't think. But it was near the top of the tree, and it was one of the branches up there where it looked like that they were just like sitting on and like dangling their legs down. I could see that too, and their arms holding the branch. Like I could see barely make out like the arms holding the branch and everything. So it was really weird. And yeah. So yeah, that's my scary nighttime nighttime hide and seek story. I don't even know. I guess I was too afraid to like yell and scream too. So at least they would have heard me if I did. Because they were all outside, but they just weren't near me. I was like too far. I would have been able to would have had to run a decent amount of distance, and I guess I thought that whatever was up there would catch me if I did that. So anyway, that's my creepy hide and seek scary story. Um, and I can't even believe I'm telling this story. But yeah, um, it's been a long time since I've told this story to anybody, actually. Um, I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think, though. It's pretty crazy, huh? And I will come back with maybe another story soon and another video. Another video shortly. Thank you for listening.